cabin review.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Levi Kelly, you are my hero.
Oh, look at that one. Look at those containers.
Oh, container. Oh, I can't wait to talk about these.
That's amazing. I want to go.
Why was that so nonchalant? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Derek and Bethany React, where my wife and I react to real estate shows and videos about real estate. And today, we're reacting to something that I think is really cool. We've done this now on one before, and we're gonna do it again, but it's short-term rentals, and I'm very excited.
Today we're watching a YouTube video by Levi Kelly. If you missed our last episode, make sure to go back and check it out. It is a video by Levi Kelly as well that we reacted to. Today we are watching top 5 Airbnbs of 2021.
Ooh.
Was that okay?
That sounds wonderful.
Was that okay?
I'm going to give you my top 5 places that we've been to this year. They've all been really unique, but there's definitely some that just stand out to me that went above and beyond to make your stay extremely special and unique.
So uniqueness, that honestly, when you're watching this, and he said it right, I think that you need to look at the uniqueness of each one of these Airbnbs. It's all relative, right? The way that you look at an Airbnb property depends on a lot of things. For instance, we want to stay in an Airbnb property that's very unique, right? We value that. There's value there for us. For some people, it's just about location. Like, I needed it in proximity, as close to whatever we're going to as possible. I don't care what it looks like. We won't even be in there. Whereas for us, we want it to be unique. We want to go in and be in awe and be like, this is so crazy because how did they do this? Why does it look like it? But it looks amazing. Having that unique factor in an Airbnb can help you raise your rates. So if you have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot house or 1,200 square foot house that rents for X number here, and it's just a plain Airbnb or like everybody else's, but yours is all of a sudden an A-frame and it's all black, it's got black windows, it's got all these unique factors in it. You've got phenomenal photos that really show off that property. It's in a unique location. Whatever that uniqueness is can now raise that, even though it's the same size house, it can raise that value and say, this is valuable. That's why views are so valuable. It's unique because your view is of, for instance, trees and mountaintops. And like, that's very important when it comes to buying an Airbnb. So when you think about short-term rentals, think about how unique of a property are you buying or building if you're building one.
So this was a boathouse, and they converted it into a tiny house. So it is right on this lake. I believe the lake was like 25 acres large or something, and it was just crazy.
So the first house that's in Vermont, gorgeous landscape, okay? It looks like you're on a private lake. One thing I want to point out is if you notice there was a house in the background behind this tiny house. A lot of times, or sometimes, if you have a beautiful home or if you have a house that's on a lot of land and there's a spot somewhere on that property that can be accessed without having to get into your personal space in your home, and you can build something or a tiny home kind of like they did on a small private lake, you can potentially build that onto your property depending on if your property's super far out, if you need to have a percolation test done or not. But at the end of the day, if you're able to put an Airbnb on your own property, that's awesome too.
Yeah, and I think with that helps with like property management as well. When you go into like, if it's in your backyard,
you can literally walk over.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier. The con to that is that
you're always there.
You're always gonna see probably traffic coming to your
house.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so with that said, just understand that some Airbnbs, you look at it and the pictures show you how beautiful it is, but it might be on somebody's property that actually lives there. Typically they disclose that or they say something about it, but either or. I like that one a lot. I thought that one was pretty awesome.
Off of your bedroom, which is the second level, you have 2 hammocks, nets, whatever you want to call them, right off of your bedroom space. There is a concrete outdoor bathtub over here, and all around it is such beautiful scenery. The sun sets right behind this bathtub.
Would you stay there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. That was awesome.
Uniqueness. I mean, the hammocks were awesome.
Look how unique that was. I think I've seen hammocks in houses before, which is pretty cool, but I've never seen them outside of houses. So your net for you to lay in is really neat. I love how they themed it. So I think that's something that's a good takeaway, is theme your house. So our Airbnb is, the last name of it is a loft. So the reason why is because you're up in, we didn't call it treehouse or anything because that seems like it's redundant. There's a lot of people that do that, but we're up in the trees and you're up. It feels like a loft when you're in the house. So that's why we picked that. But having something themed around the name of the house, so that was called the Hammock House. Well, blatantly obvious why, and that was their theme, and that's what they went off of. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah,
Theme your house.
We chose to name our Airbnb after our daughter, but like the picture and everything that goes with it is a bear, and so there's lots of bears that are around our Airbnb.
Right, a lot. So whether you're promoting it on your socials or whatnot, you can have some type of logo that goes along with it. That's what we did, is I created a logo for Lachlan's Loft, which is the name of our Airbnb. And basically, that theme, if you see it, you then get there and you see bears walking around. Part of it is a bear. So it's like, oh, okay, I get it. And the loft feel, oh, okay, I get it. Just having that on the front end is really cool.
At the Emerald Forest Treehouse, and on the other side is an outdoor theater. This is the Emerald Forest Outdoor Theater, and there is a 16-foot screen. You can come out here and watch movies, and there's all of the seating.
That's amazing. I want to go.
Why was that so nonchalant? This is so cool. You have this. And I'm like, dude, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. However, he did mention that he spent a long time on that episode, which I will go back and watch. So I'm very excited about that.
We should watch that one.
But I want to stay there so bad. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but uniqueness, it is crucial. And something like that, that's an unforgettable stay. I'm not gonna lie, it probably cost a good amount of money to build all of that and do all of that. However, that is incredible. And you can use it as a wedding venue as well. So they clearly make money off of that, not just off of Airbnb nightly rents. So far this might be my favorite all-time I've ever seen.
This one's number 3, so.
Well, I mean, I know, that's what I'm terrified of. It's
About
like, what's the
other
next
two.
one? Because if this is number 3, what's
that's
number 1, bro?
Is the Dunlap Hollow A-frame. The interior design is beautiful as well. You got really high-end appliances and cabinetry in here. You got a hot tub, of course, a fire pit around here.
I'm a sucker for A-frames, so obviously I love this one. I'm also a sucker for natural wood colors mixed with whites, and that one had it all. And blacks.
Yeah, I'm not sure it would be my number 2.
It wouldn't be my number 2.
I think
I think
one
because I've
prior.
seen so many A-frames.
maybe, but the one prior, I think,
Yeah,
would have got it for me. But
that's for sure.
we also didn't experience, so I don't know.
But you saw how that property was very, very well done as a brand new build. So that is something that one day we want to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's my number
Awesome.
2 so far. We've also only looked at the ones that he's putting as his number top 5.
Oh yeah, for
So,
sure.
all right, let's go to this number 1.
Number 1 spot, you probably guessed it, is Nordloose in Frederick, Wisconsin. The owner planted over 1 billion, with a B, wildflower seeds to create this beautiful pasture of flowers.
I like the flowers, are a nice touch. It's hard because we're not experiencing it. I thought
Ooh,
it
I like
was
that.
beautiful.
Ooh.
But it is kind of hard to get that idea. I mean, it was gorgeous, but I'm looking back at the treehouse and I'm like, that treehouse was like awesome. But
This also kind of really plays into, you can tell everyone watching these videos or looking at Airbnbs or looking at all these unique properties, everybody has their own taste. And for instance, some people don't want to be outside at all and they'd rather just stay inside. So some of these houses, like if you stayed inside the whole time, your views are gorgeous. It's all like that number 1 is all glass. You look over a bunch of flowers and your own private lake and it's all beautiful. So that might be important to somebody like that. And then for like us, we want to be outside a little bit more and explore, and the amount of stuff that you could do at the treehouse was really, really, really enticing. But that plays into the uniqueness and why certain Airbnbs work for certain people. So like we go for very specific things that we want. Some people are like, what's the coolest thing that you can buy, you can go and rent at a nightly rate and stay at? I just want to stay at the coolest place ever. Well, then they're going to want to stay there, and it's probably stays booked out literally year over year over year. So I don't know, there's just so many things that go into the short-term rental game, and I thought this was really neat. I thought everything that he just went through was awesome. I love every one of those properties. I would stay in every one of those properties.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the treehouse out of those 5 is
Pretty cool.
awesome. This is what I love about short-term rentals. To me, let's not even go into the fact that it is one of the best ways to make very good income, passive income. But let's not even go to that. Let's go to short-term rentals have been around for a while. We've talked about that in a previous episode. They have come a long way. You have the ability to pay, for instance, I think that was $201 a night for that tiny home. To go and your experience of being able to paddleboard on a lake, or being able to walk down trails, walk behind waterfalls, and all the unique things that come around the property. And then not just that, but stay in a very unique place that you might not ever want to live in, right? You might want to actually live in a regular house that's bigger. It's the ability to go and experience something like that and say, hey, I did that. It's almost like an experience now. Of course, there's a ton of Airbnbs that are not like that, where they're just, I'm renting out this side of the house as a short-term rental because I live in a really hot area for travelers, right? But if you're looking to do something where you want to create a unique experience for someone, the sky's the limit. I mean, you can literally tree houses. Come on, that's awesome, right? So I don't know. I love short-term rentals.
I've seen recently the igloos are really cool, and they are like super booked out. So we've actually tried to stay in one of those, and
multiple times.
They're just like years, like a year booked out.
Yeah. And it's literally an igloo.
It's an igloo, and it overlooks, you know, beautiful scenery, and
it's like, man, that probably didn't cost them that much money to buy the igloo, because it's literally an igloo made of plastic.
I don't know, but
right? It's an igloo, like basically made out of plastic that has a beautiful view, but I mean, you heat it and cool it, and it's obviously got some different architecture to it to allow it to stay where it's at. But overall, that's probably an inexpensive idea, comparatively speaking, to building an entire A-frame house like one of his that he had on his list. So there's so many different unique things that you can do, and you can Airbnb out. The sky's the limit. I think it's awesome. I love the container home too, by the way. That's another thing I would really like to do. Container homes. I like container homes. Old containers, put them all, stack them all. Pretty cool. Obviously, he pointed out quite a bit, and it doesn't even have to be the top 5. It can be some of those honorable mentions. But what exactly is your favorite out of these? I think our favorite was a treehouse, but please comment below and let us know what your thoughts are. Guys, thanks for joining us on another episode of Derek and Bethany React. I hope that you guys enjoy this one as much as we did. We really love these things. A lot of unique properties. I hope you got some ideas if you're thinking about buying a short-term rental, or even ideas of, man, these are some really cool places that we can go and visit ourselves. It's not like these are fake and you can't go visit them. So if you get a chance, go follow Levi Kelly. His content is fantastic. We love it. We've been watching it a little while now. And let us know if there's anything else you guys want us to react to, and we will see you guys on the next one.
bye.
Bye.